Imagine this. You're just moments away from disaster. Your heart races, your mind spins, and in an instant, everything could change. But then, something incredible happens. The danger vanishes, the fear fades, and you're left standing in the same place, safe and sound. Was it luck, or was it something much greater? In this video, we're diving into the incredible power of Allah's mercy, a force that shields us when disaster is near and guides us when we're lost. If you've ever felt like you were seconds away from a catastrophe, but were saved at the last moment, this is a reminder that it wasn't by chance. It was Allah's mercy working in your life. Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear will change the way you see every close call, every moment of fear, and every blessing you take for granted. 1. The hidden mercy in every trial. Life is filled with challenges, and sometimes it feels as if the weight of the world is on our shoulders. We all go through difficult times that test our strength, patience, and faith. It could be a personal loss, an illness, financial struggles, or any situation that leaves us feeling overwhelmed and helpless. In those moments, it's easy to question why these trials are happening and whether we'll ever find a way out. But in the midst of the storm, there is something greater at work: Allah's mercy. Allah's mercy is not always visible to us in the moment, but it is always present, even when we are struggling. His mercy is embedded in the trials themselves, and it is guiding us, even when we can't see the full picture. You might be facing a hardship today, and it may feel like the end of the road. But remember, there is a divine purpose behind every challenge. Allah is not only allowing you to go through this, but He is also protecting you, preparing you, and strengthening you for something greater. Have you ever experienced a moment when things didn't go as planned, and at the time it seemed like the worst possible outcome? Maybe you lost a job, missed an important opportunity, or faced a setback that felt unbearable. But as time passed, you looked back and realized that missing that opportunity saved you from something much worse. It could have been a job that wasn't right for you, or a relationship that would have caused more pain. Allah's mercy often works behind the scenes, preventing harm that we cannot even begin to comprehend in the moment. Sometimes, we only recognize Allah's mercy after the fact, when we see how the dots connected in ways we couldn't understand at the time. You may not have the answers now, but trust that His mercy is in every step of your journey. Allah is always protecting you, even when it feels like you're walking through the darkest path. Every trial you face is part of His plan to guide you, to refine you, and to elevate you to a place you never imagined possible. So the next time you face a difficulty, take a step back and trust that Allah's mercy is within it. Even when things don't go as expected, remember that there may be a greater protection unfolding that you can't yet see. You are being guided with love, wisdom, and mercy, even in your toughest moments. Reflect on the challenges you faced in the past and how they shaped you into the person you are today. Each trial you overcame brought you closer to Allah's mercy and to your own growth. 2. Timing is everything. Allah's plan is perfect. There are moments in life when things don't make sense. You might be running late, and in that exact moment, you miss something crucial that could have changed your life. Or maybe you were just about to make a decision, but something, a feeling, a situation, or a delay, stopped you from going through with it. You might have thought, "Why is this happening to me? Why is everything so off track?" But let me remind you, Allah's plan is perfect, and every delay, every change in direction is part of a bigger divine strategy. Allah's wisdom surpasses our understanding. What seems like a mistake or an inconvenience could be Allah's mercy in disguise, working to protect us or guide us towards something better. We may be too focused on our own desires and what we think is right for us, but Allah sees the bigger picture. He knows what is best, and He knows exactly when things need to happen. Every moment, every event, and every delay is happening at the precise moment Allah has planned for you. Think about a time when you were on the verge of something, a moment when everything seemed to be lining up perfectly, and then something unexpected happened that stopped you from moving forward. Maybe you missed a flight, got delayed in traffic, or were delayed from taking an important step in your life. In that moment, you might have been frustrated or confused. But later, looking back, you realized that delay or detour was actually a form of protection. What if that missed flight saved you from being in a dangerous situation? Or that job interview you didn't get prevented you from entering a toxic environment? Allah's mercy is often hidden in the timing of these events. His plan is unfolding even when we can't see the reason for the delay. Trust in the timing of Allah. His plan will always come to fruition, and everything happens exactly when it should. We don't always see the full plan, but that's where our trust in Allah comes in. It's about surrendering to His divine wisdom and trusting that everything is happening as it should for our ultimate benefit. In times of frustration or impatience, remind yourself that Allah is in control. His timing is perfect, and He is never early, nor is He ever late. When you align yourself with His will and trust in His timing, you can rest assured that everything will fall into place just as it is meant to. So the next time life doesn't go according to plan, take a deep breath and trust that Allah's timing is perfect. What may seem like an obstacle or setback might actually be a sign that He is protecting you or preparing you for something far greater than you could have imagined. Allah is the best of planners, and His timing is always in your favor. 3. Gratitude for Allah's protection. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools we have in our spiritual journey. It helps us recognize the countless blessings that surround us each day, many of which we often overlook. One of the greatest blessings we can acknowledge is Allah's protection, a mercy that shields us from harm, guides us when we are lost, and keeps us safe in ways we may never fully understand. But how often do we take the time to be grateful for His constant protection? When we're in a moment of crisis or fear, we pray for Allah's help. But how often do we thank Him afterward for His mercy? Whether it's surviving a near accident, finding comfort in times of sadness, or being spared from harm in ways we can't see, Allah is constantly protecting us. His mercy surrounds us like a shield, yet we often fail to express our gratitude for this divine protection. Think about the countless times Allah has saved you, not just in the big moments, but in the small ones as well. It's easy to be grateful when something extraordinary happens, when we survive a dangerous situation, or when a major blessing comes our way. But what about the smaller moments, the ones that go unnoticed? What about the times we avoided a car crash because of a sudden red light, or the time we found the right path after feeling lost for a while? These moments are no coincidence. They are all signs of Allah's protective mercy. When you reflect on your life, how many times has something happened that saved you from an even worse situation? How many times have you felt protected, even when things seemed impossible? Perhaps you were facing financial difficulties, but Allah made a way for you to get through. Maybe you were going through a personal challenge, but Allah placed people in your life to offer support when you needed it most. These moments are His mercy in action, and they are always there, even if we don't immediately recognize them. Expressing gratitude for Allah's protection doesn't just involve saying, "Thank you." It's about living a life that reflects your recognition of His mercy. Every time you are spared from harm, take a moment to pause and thank Allah. In your prayers, include gratitude for the many ways He protects you, seen and unseen. The more you acknowledge His mercy, the more your heart will be open to receiving even more blessings. Gratitude also shifts our perspective. Instead of focusing on what's going wrong in our lives, we begin to see all that is going right. The more we are grateful for Allah's protection, the more we align ourselves with peace, because we are acknowledging that we are safe, we are cared for, and we are never alone. Every moment of protection, no matter how big or small, is a reminder of Allah's endless mercy. So today, take a moment to reflect on the many times Allah has protected you, often without you even realizing it. Thank Him for His mercy, for His divine shield, and for the countless ways He watches over you. Let gratitude fill your heart, for in that gratitude you will find peace and strength. Allah's protection is a gift, and the more we recognize and appreciate it, the more we are able to live with trust, hope, and a sense of safety, no matter what challenges may come our way. 4. Trust in Allah's wisdom, even in times of uncertainty. There are moments in life when everything feels uncertain, and the path ahead is unclear. You might find yourself standing at a crossroads, unsure of which direction to take. It's in these times of uncertainty that we are most tempted to question the wisdom of Allah's plan. But this is exactly when we must learn to trust in Allah's wisdom the most, because in our uncertainty, He is guiding us with perfect knowledge, even when we cannot see it. Trusting in Allah during times of uncertainty means surrendering to the understanding that He knows what is best for us, even when we can't understand why things are happening the way they are. Allah's plan for us is far greater than anything we could have imagined. While we may want things to go a certain way, or we may have a specific vision for our lives, Allah's wisdom goes beyond our limited view. He sees what we cannot, the dangers we are being protected from, the opportunities waiting for us, and the lessons we are meant to learn. Have you ever faced a moment in life when nothing seemed to be going right, and you were left wondering why you were going through such a difficult time? Maybe you were passed over for a job, experienced a personal loss, or felt like you were stuck in a season of hardship with no end in sight. In those moments, it's easy to feel lost and confused. But remember that Allah's wisdom is always at work. Sometimes, the doors we want to open are not the ones meant for us, and the detours we encounter are meant to take us on a better, safer path. When faced with uncertainty, take a deep breath and remember that Allah is always guiding you, even when you don't see it. His plan is unfolding at the perfect time, and everything that happens is a part of His greater wisdom. Sometimes we must go through hardships to grow, to learn, and to be prepared for the bigger blessings that are coming. When we trust in Allah's wisdom, we let go of our fears and anxieties, knowing that He is in control. Trusting Allah also means letting go of the need for instant answers. We live in a world where we expect immediate results and quick resolutions, but Allah's wisdom works in His perfect timing. The answers we seek may not come right away, but when they do come, they will make perfect sense. Trust that the wisdom behind every trial, every waiting period, and every delay is leading you to the place you are meant to be. When we surrender to Allah's plan and trust in His wisdom, we open ourselves to peace and contentment. We release the need to control every aspect of our lives, and we allow Allah to guide us with His infinite knowledge. Even when the future feels uncertain, place your trust in Him. His wisdom is perfect, and He is always leading you toward what is best for you. So, in times of uncertainty, Remind yourself that Allah's wisdom is at work. Trust that His plan is unfolding perfectly, even if you don't understand it right now. His knowledge is limitless, and He is always looking out for your best interests. When you trust in His wisdom, you will find the strength to move forward with faith, confidence, and peace, knowing that Allah is always by your side, guiding you through every uncertainty. 5. The power of dua, supplication. Dua, or supplication, is one of the most powerful tools in a believer's spiritual arsenal. It is our direct line to Allah, a way to express our needs, desires, gratitude, and seek His mercy and guidance. Dua isn't just about asking for what we want. It's about opening our hearts to Allah, acknowledging our dependence on Him, and placing our trust in His wisdom. The power of dua lies not only in the words we speak, but in the intention behind them, and the connection we build with Allah through our prayers. When we face moments of disaster, fear, or uncertainty, one of the first things we do is turn to Allah in dua. We seek His mercy, His protection, and His intervention. But what happens when we don't know what to say or how to ask for His help? Sometimes, the weight of a situation can leave us speechless, unsure of how to articulate our pain, fear, or confusion. This is where the beauty of dua comes in. It's not about having the perfect words. It's about speaking from the heart. Allah knows your thoughts and your struggles before you even speak them, so simply turning to Him with sincerity is enough. In these moments, dua becomes a refuge, a place where we can pour out our hearts and trust that Allah is listening, even when we don't know how to ask. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Dua is the weapon of the believer, the pillar of religion, and the light of the heavens." This powerful reminder teaches us that dua is more than just a request for help. It is a tool that strengthens our connection with Allah, reminding us of our reliance on Him and His mercy. The act of supplicating is an act of submission, acknowledging that we are powerless without Him and seeking His divine intervention in our lives. Think about a time in your life when you felt desperate, when you had no idea what to do or where to turn. Maybe you were facing a serious illness, a difficult financial situation, or a personal challenge that seemed insurmountable. In these moments, dua becomes our lifeline. It is where we express our fears, our hopes, and our trust in Allah's ability to change our circumstances. But dua isn't just for moments of crisis. It should be a constant practice in our lives, a regular part of our daily routine. In moments of peace and tranquility, dua connects us to Allah and deepens our faith. Through regular supplication, we learn to trust Allah with every aspect of our lives, big or small. Whether we're seeking guidance for a decision, asking for strength to face a challenge, or simply thanking Allah for His blessings, dua is the way we strengthen our relationship with Him. In times of distress, dua becomes even more essential. When we are overwhelmed by fear or uncertainty, turning to Allah in supplication brings a sense of peace and reassurance. The act of making dua not only invites Allah's mercy into our lives, but also reinforces our trust in His timing and wisdom. Even when the answers don't come immediately, we know that Allah is listening and that He will answer in the best way, at the best time. There is a profound beauty in how Allah responds to our duas. Sometimes the response is immediate, and we see our prayers answered in ways that fill our hearts with gratitude. Other times, the answer may be delayed, and we may not understand why at first. But trust that Allah's response is always perfect. His timing is never early, never late, but always exactly when we need it. And sometimes, His response may be different from what we expect, but it is always what is best for us. even if it doesn't align with our desires at the moment. Dua teaches us patience. It teaches us to submit to Allah's will and trust that He knows what is best for us. It reminds us that we don't have to face our struggles alone. Allah is always with us, ready to listen, ready to respond. And as we continue to make dua, we learn to trust Him more, to rely on Him more, and to have faith that He will always provide for us, protect us, and guide us, even when we cannot see the way forward. So, make dua a regular part of your life. Ask Allah for what you need, but also ask Him to guide you, to strengthen your heart, and to fill your life with His mercy. And remember that Allah is always listening. Even in your darkest moments, when you feel lost or alone, dua is your connection to Him, a connection that brings comfort, peace, and a deep sense of reassurance. Trust in the power of dua, and know that Allah is never far from you, ready to answer your call with mercy, wisdom, and love. 6. Allah's mercy transforms our fear into peace. Fear is an inevitable part of life. We all experience it at different times, whether it's the fear of the unknown, the fear of failure, the fear of losing someone or something we love, or the fear of facing a difficult situation. Fear can be paralyzing. It can cloud our judgment, disrupt our peace, and leave us feeling helpless. However, one of the most powerful aspects of Allah's mercy is how it has the ability to transform our fear into peace. When we trust in His mercy, fear no longer has the power to control us. Instead, it is replaced with the calm assurance that Allah's presence is greater than any fear. In the Quran, Allah reminds us repeatedly not to fear, because He is with us. In Surah At-Tawbah 9:40, He says, "Do not grieve, indeed Allah is with us." This profound reminder carries immense comfort. When we face a moment of fear, whether it's in times of uncertainty or danger, Allah's mercy allows us to feel His presence, His protection, and His guidance. And this transforms our anxiety into peace. Fear can make us feel small and powerless, but when we turn to Allah for support, we tap into a strength far greater than anything within us. Allah's mercy is like a shield, surrounding us with His care and making us feel safe in the face of danger. When we are fearful, we must remember that our fears are temporary, but Allah's mercy is eternal. Imagine a time when you felt overwhelmed with fear. Perhaps you were in a situation that seemed beyond your control, or you were worried about something that might happen in the future. In those moments, did you turn to Allah and seek His mercy? If you did, you might have noticed how, slowly but surely, that fear began to subside. You found strength in your trust in Allah, and His mercy washed over you, filling you with peace. The key to overcoming fear is realizing that Allah's mercy is a powerful force that we can rely on, no matter what we face. Fear comes when we forget that Allah is in control of all things. When we remember that He is the ultimate protector and that His plan for us is always filled with wisdom and mercy, we find comfort. We know that even in the scariest of times, we are never alone. Allah is there with us, guiding us and providing for us. His mercy is the light that shines in the darkness, making it possible to navigate our fears with faith. One of the ways Allah transforms our fear into peace is through the power of dhikr, remembrance. When we face fear, turning to Allah through dhikr, such as saying, Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakil, Allah is sufficient for us, and He is the best disposer of affairs, can have a calming effect. The more we remember Allah and rely on Him, the more we feel His mercy surround us. Every time we turn to Him, we are reminded that He is bigger than any fear, any trial, or any challenge we face. In times of fear, it is easy to focus on the worst-case scenario, to imagine all the negative possibilities, and to let anxiety take over. However, Allah's mercy helps us shift our focus from the fear itself to His power and protection. When we remind ourselves that Allah's mercy is always with us, our hearts become steady, and we are able to face challenges with a calm and confident spirit. Allah's mercy replaces the anxiety in our hearts with a quiet, unwavering peace. Think about the fear you might have today, whether it's the fear of an unknown future, a personal struggle, or any uncertainty in your life. Now, place your trust in Allah and ask for His mercy to transform that fear. Ask Him to replace your anxiety with peace, to fill your heart with the certainty that He is in control and that His mercy will guide you through any storm. One of the most profound ways Allah's mercy turns our fear into peace is by giving us the ability to let go of control. Fear often arises when we feel like we are losing control over a situation. We worry about what might happen, how we can fix it, or how we can prevent something bad from occurring. But Allah's mercy teaches us that we do not need to carry this burden alone. By surrendering our fears to Allah and accepting His will, we release the anxiety of trying to control everything. This act of surrender brings profound peace. When we trust that Allah is in control, we stop worrying about the outcome because we know that whatever happens, it is part of His perfect plan. His mercy guides us through the unknown, providing us with the strength to face whatever challenges come our way. This trust in Allah's will is what transforms fear into tranquility, because we realize that we don't have to bear the weight of the world on our shoulders. Allah is carrying it for us. So the next time fear threatens to overwhelm you, turn to Allah's mercy. Remind yourself that He is with you every step of the way. Trust in His ability to turn your fear into peace, your anxiety into confidence, and your doubts into unwavering faith. Allah's mercy is a divine gift that brings serenity to our hearts, and when we place our trust in Him, we can face any situation with calm, knowing that He will protect us, guide us, and bring peace to our hearts. Through the mercy of Allah, our fear becomes an opportunity for growth, a chance to deepen our reliance on Him, and a pathway to inner peace. The more we turn to Him, the more His mercy transforms us, and the stronger and more peaceful we become in the face of life's challenges. 7. Recognize the signs of Allah's protection. In our daily lives, we are constantly surrounded by signs of Allah's protection. Allah's mercy and guardianship are not always apparent at first glance, but when we stop and reflect, we can see the countless ways He protects us, often in ways we don't even realize. These signs are scattered all around us, from the smallest moments of safety to the miraculous interventions that we cannot explain. Recognizing these signs is not only a way to deepen our faith, but it also strengthens our connection with Allah, helping us become more aware of His mercy and guidance in every moment. How often do we overlook the small details in our lives, not realizing that they might be the very protection that Allah has sent to shield us? Every moment we are spared from harm, whether it's a near accident, a delay that prevents us from being in a dangerous place, or a quiet sense of calm in the middle of chaos, is a reminder of Allah's mercy working behind the scenes. It's easy to think that these are mere coincidences, but if we take a moment to reflect, we'll see that they are actually signs of Allah's divine protection. Think about the times when something in your life didn't go as planned, but later you realized that it was for the best. Perhaps you missed a flight, only to later find out that the plane you were supposed to be on had mechanical issues. Or maybe you avoided a traffic jam that could have caused you to miss an important meeting, and you later found out that the meeting was rescheduled for another time. These moments may seem like coincidences, but in reality, they are Allah's protection manifesting in your life. Allah knows what's best for us, and even when we don't understand the reasons behind these events, we must trust that He is always looking out for us. Allah's protection is often not just in the big events, but in the everyday moments as well. Have you ever felt a sense of calm before a big challenge, or found yourself making a decision that turned out to be exactly what you needed in that moment? Maybe you were guided toward the right path without even realizing how or why. In those moments, it's crucial to recognize that these are signs of Allah's mercy, leading and protecting you. But to truly recognize these signs, we need to develop a deeper awareness and gratitude. This awareness doesn't happen overnight. It takes practice and mindfulness. By actively looking for Allah's protection in our lives, we start to see more and more of His mercy. It's like finding hidden gems along the way, treasures of divine care and love that are scattered throughout our day. When we recognize these moments, we can't help but feel a profound sense of gratitude for the way Allah's protection is always with us, even in the smallest things. One of the key ways to recognize Allah's protection is through the lens of reflection. At the end of each day, take a moment to reflect on the events that occurred. Look for moments where you felt safe, where things went better than expected, or where you were spared from harm. Even when things don't go as planned, there may be an underlying protection that you can only see later, with a deeper understanding. By reflecting on these moments, you'll become more attuned to Allah's mercy and more grateful for His ongoing protection. Sometimes, Allah's protection comes in the form of challenges. This might seem strange, but it's true. The difficulties and struggles we face can often be the very things that protect us from greater harm. Allah allows us to experience hardship because it teaches us resilience, strengthens our character, and helps us grow. But these challenges are also a form of divine protection. They shield us from complacency, from missing out on the blessings that come from overcoming adversity, and from the deeper understanding that only hardship can bring. The more you learn to recognize Allah's protection, the more you'll begin to see His mercy in everything. From the small everyday moments to the grand miraculous interventions, Allah's protection is always with us, keeping us safe, guiding us, and loving us through every step of our journey. The beautiful part of Allah's protection is that it doesn't come with conditions. He watches over us regardless of our actions, constantly keeping us in His care. Whether we are aware of it or not, Allah's mercy is always present, and He is constantly protecting us from harm in ways that we may never fully understand. Sometimes we don't even know that we were in danger until we look back and see how Allah's protection saved us from disaster. It's important to remember that Allah's protection is not just physical, it's also spiritual and emotional. Allah protects our hearts from bitterness, guides our minds away from negative thoughts, and shields us from despair. His mercy envelops us in every aspect of our lives, providing us with peace, stability, and a sense of security, even in the face of challenges. So start looking for the signs of Allah's protection in your life today. Recognize His mercy in the moments of safety, in the answers to your prayers, and in the challenges that ultimately serve to protect you. Trust that every part of your journey, even the parts that seem difficult or uncertain, is part of Allah's greater plan, and His protection is there every step of the way. When you begin to see these signs, your faith will deepen, and you'll find a new level of peace, knowing that Allah's mercy is constantly guiding and protecting you. In the journey of life, we often face challenges that feel overwhelming, moments when fear takes hold and uncertainty clouds our path. But through it all, Allah's mercy is ever present, guiding, protecting and transforming us in ways we may not always recognize. From the hidden mercy in every trial, to the way Allah's protection is woven into every moment of our lives, we can find peace in knowing that we are never alone. When we place our trust in Allah, we invite His mercy into our lives, transforming our fears into calm, our struggles into strength, and our uncertainties into unwavering faith. Every close call, every moment of relief, and every sign of protection is a reminder of Allah's infinite mercy, and it's in these moments that we are called to pause, reflect, and express our gratitude. As you move forward, remember to look for the signs of Allah's mercy in every aspect of your life. Trust that He is always watching over you, that His plan is unfolding perfectly, and that He is guiding you to the best possible outcome. Whether in moments of peace or hardship, Allah's mercy is the thread that holds everything together, leading us to growth, resilience, and ultimate success. May Allah's mercy continue to protect you, guide you, and fill your heart with peace. Keep trusting in His divine plan, and always remember that no matter how close disaster may seem, His mercy is greater and always just a breath away. Thank you for joining me today. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more reminders of Allah's mercy and guidance. May peace and blessings be upon you now and always.